Come, let us explore how to sit properly during meditation in 2025, step by step. Please chant with me. Our mind dwells in our central nervous system, and our central nervous system dwells in our physical body of flesh, blood, and bone. The advantage of this is that we could make subtle adjustments to the manner in which we sit, thus enhancing the duration and profundity of our practice of meditation. The Mahasiddhas, or great Buddhist yogis of India and Tibet, organized the sitting instructions in an outline known as the 7-point posture of Vairocana. The first point concerns all legs. We could find a so-called Mexican yoga blanket online for about $20. We could fold it in such a manner as to approximate a 24 by 18-inch rectangle. And what I like to do right now is actually demonstrate how to do that. So I'm going to tap button number 4. Oh boy. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is actually do a variation of the scale pose from yoga. Excellent. So here's the aforementioned blanket. It's made of cotton. I wish it was made out of hemp. Hemp's more earth-friendly. I'm going to fold it vertically. So it kind of resembles a textile yoga mat. I'm going to fold it in half once, twice, et voila, approximately 18 by 24 inches. One, two, three. And here's how it looks on the floor. All the way down. Okay, here we go. Boy. Okay. Let's continue with the chanting. I'm going to tap button 14. Okay, whoopsie. Here we go. May we remember to wash it weekly. For the work of sitting could be sweaty business. The majority of contemporary contemplative art depicts a Buddha sitting in a full lotus posture. What an excellent example of the effect of patriarchy's toxic elitism upon art. For few can comfortably and sustainably assume that posture or asana for 2 hours daily. Wow, that did not work. Let's try that again. The most ancient Buddhist art, however, depicts Gautama sitting in what some would describe as merely the quarter lotus posture. wherein one leg lays flat upon the other like a sandwich. It is important, therefore, to remember that it is our hips that are ball joints, whereas our knees are merely hinge joints. Treating them as if they were as omnidirectional as our hip joints could lead our knees to needless and unnecessary injury. By experimenting with our hip joints, we could rest our insteps upon the blanket, and instead of the bony crowns of our ankles, which would be needlessly painful. So, quick like a bunny, I'm going to tap button 4 and show you my ankles. Okay, so this is the ankle. This is the crown of the ankle. We don't want this against the floor. We don't even want this against the blanket. So instead we rest our instep upon the blanket. Behold, this turns out not from the knee but from the hip, and thusly. Okay, let's continue. Oh, Dylan, you're utterly welcome. Is it Dylan or Dillon? Anyway, let's continue. Let's see. I'm going to tap this button. Let's continue. After a lifetime of sitting in chairs, the quarter-lows could feel like an impossibility. May we therefore remember not to force the posture. So I think what I just did intuitively was emphasize the word could. So I think I'm going to do the old cut and paste. Let's continue. Once we have assumed a sustainable version of this posture, we can... Let's try this again. Once we have assumed as sustainable a version of this posture as we can, we could surrender to temporary imperfection, allowing time and gravity to work their so-called magic as they return our bodies to a semblance of the flexibility we once enjoyed as toddlers. So, once again, I will subject you to Jumbo Cam. One time, gosh, going back maybe 11 years, I had a student. And when I first attempted to introduce him to the quarter lotus posture, the best he could do was like sit like this. And that was fine because within a week, his body relaxed into this position, which is pretty cool. Many find that by setting a circular meditation cushion or zafu upon their folded yoga blanket and resting one's tush upon it enhances both the short-term comfort as well as long-term endurance of our sitting. We could find a zafu online for about $50. Okay, let's go over here. The better ones are filled with buckwheat hulls and have a side zipper through which we could add more holes once the old ones have settled. Okay, so once again I shall revert to Jumbo Cam. So this is my Zafu. I've had this for about 9 years, maybe 10 years. Here's the handle. Beneath the handle is the zipper. There we go. So, this is the blanket. I set the Zafu this end of the blanket so there's a room for my shins. Personally, I keep a space heater over here because it helps with my arthritis. Whew. All the way up. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to tap button 14. The second point concerns all hands, which we explored in great detail in a previous chapter discussing Bengali crease counting. The third point concerns all spine. With each inhalation, we could generate a vertical traction between our tush and the back of our head, as if we were pulling our head out of the warm, dark place we sometimes seem to keep it. Oh yeah, I went there. During each exhalation, we are wired to subtly relax this traction. Here we go. All right. The fourth point concerns our shoulder blades or scapula. With each inhalation, the vertical traction of our spine could gently open our shoulder blades in a manner reminiscent of a hungry vulture spreading its wings to protect its meal from greedy competitors. Vultures are often referenced in Buddhist teachings as a reminder of the inevitability of the various forms of impermanence, which, although inconvenient and sometimes frightening, could aid our training in release and letting go. The fifth point concerns our head, with each inhalation subtly dropping our chin down towards our breastbone or sternum. Our sternum could be the natural consequence of subtly pulling the back of our head up while simultaneously opening our shoulder blades. The sixth point concerns our mouth. With each inhalation, our jaws could subtly part. And a subtle smile could start at the corners of our lips, ascend through the apples of our cheeks, and perch upon the crowsweet of our eyes. As the tip of our tongue gingerly touches the roof of our mouth just behind our incisors. The seventh and final point concerns our gaze. Although some insist there are supernatural benefits to be had from staring at either the sky or the horizon, our inhalations kinesiological momentum of spinal traction, scapula opening and chin dropping, strongly and for that softly gazing down toward the floor or earth, at a place about 1 or 2 meters before us is most sustainable. At a place about 1 or 2 meters before us is most sustainable. So I use the word face instead of gaze because some of us have our eyes very, very tightly closed. Some of us have our eyes all the way open. Some of us have our eyes at half mast, and some gently close our eyes. It's okay to experiment and listen to your body. Yes, the 7-point posture of Adocana could feel overwhelming. I should probably write that down as well. One moment here. Okay, please bear with me. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay, welcome aboard. We are discussing the finer points of the 7-point posture of Adachana. Some squeeze their eyes tightly closed, some open wide their eyes as if in surprise. Some hold their eyes as at half-mast, as some gently close their eyes. May we exercise the courage to experiment and listen to our body's ever-changing needs. Yes, the 7-point posture of Adachana could feel overwhelming. May we therefore give ourselves permission to have a learning curve and allow the upward organization of the 7 points of leg, spine, shoulder blades, house, mouth, and gaze to gently and organically guide us with each inhalation. Doing so, we cannot help but relish each exhalation, subtle release. Like the archetype of Gautama, the Buddha, may we too practice mindfulness and meditation. Copy. Because I think I need to paste that somewhere else. Let's go back to home and scroll back down. Okay. Let's hit paste. And let's slide this over yonder. Let's see if we can make it fit. Okay, that's close enough for government work. Thank you for your patience. Having completed our opening lesson, it's time to shift gears. It is Rey Skywalker Sunday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation in the manner of the in the manner of the stereotypical autistic that I am. I've done all this so that I could become your nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Please chant with me. Whatever comes, may all beings let it come. Whatever stays... Oopsie. Is that the same place? I guess so. Whatever stays, may all beings let it stay. Whatever goes, may all beings let it go. Welcome to the first of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. When we rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger, upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. We could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Let us practice mindfulness and meditation in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation, wherein we passively notice mind's antics and relax into its non-graspable nature. The moment you have a specific question, well, there's a bunch of people who just showed up, so I'm going to give you a more lengthy explanation. Check this out. Each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception. You know, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emoting, intending, reasoning, recalling, and imagining. Then let's explore the essence of meditation. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system is wired to support our physical relaxation and mental release of that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. So together as a team, let us practice mindfulness and meditation. But remember, as always, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. See, welcome to the second of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger, upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the navel region of our mid-abdomen. In harmony, let us practice mindfulness and meditation in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation as we passively notice mind's antics and relax into its non-graspable nature. Welcome to the third of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the heart region of our chest. Let us practice mindfulness and meditation in coordination with our inhalation and our exhalation. With each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, we could vulnerably notice mind's antics. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, we could relax into mind's non-graspable nature. Now remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Welcome to the fourth of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Whoops, that was an error. Let's try that again. There we go. And now for something different. Let upon all 4 knuckles of our right hand, let us rest the tip of each of our left fingers. And now let's invert this assembly, palms up, and place it in our laps. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined. Now, this is an editing opportunity, I think. I think I've done enough editing for today. So, doing so could gently invite the real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the region of our throat that feels as if it tightens just before we cry. Now let us practice the essence of mindfulness. Each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception. Seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Now let's explore the essence of meditation. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system wires us to physically relax and mentally release that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. And now, together as a team, let's practice. Welcome to the fifth of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger, upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the crown area of our head. Welcome to the final portion of this evening's live stream. Let's briefly review the essence of mindfulness. Each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. Now let us review the essence of meditation. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system could support the physical relaxation as well as mental release of that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. And just as the pendulum of a grandfather clock swings left and right, with each inhalation we notice, with each exhalation we release our resistance to the present moment. So, allow me to remind you, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. And now together as a team, let's practice. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 13 or so hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.